Welcome to Platypus, Scotsman. Hope you're having a fantastic day. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to kind of give a tour of my art room and everything that I've kind of collected over, well, most everything I've collected through the years, and go from there. First off is I'm trying to get my art room organized, and I'm far from that. But right here I just have my paints, and kind of just start to organize all those to get them to where I can reach them, to where I can see what I have, get a better idea. I have my air breather down there for my airbrush. I have my thing that I rinse it off with, some paintbrushes here, various tools there. And then this paint rack I built, but for paintbrushes it's just not deep enough. I mean, I have some rollers up here from Green Stuff World, and I guess I need to pay attention where they're at in the camera. Anyway, I have some rollers up here, some various different rollers. I have some pliers. I have my Tandy leather tool up there. I have a wire brush here, some snips, and various carving tools, some other carving tools, some dental tools, wire brush down here. I kind of have, when I do stuff, things tend to migrate down to here, and then after I get sick of it for a while, then I migrate them back up there. Then they migrate back down here, and that's kind of what's going on right now, is I have some tools down here. I thought I had lost my drill, my hand drill, but and then I went and bought one, and then guess what happened? I found it. And then these are just some things I cut out from my my business card and did that. Went and picked up a couple Winsor Newton Series 7 brushes so I can have some new ones. I have tons of old ones that I use. And then I have various projects, have my owlbear, just got done with Vandus there. Just got done blending some leaves for the church project. And then this is a lot of my Citadel paints here. I just went and bought another light so I can have it come and shine it from the other side, just because I'm having difficulties with shooting certain things. And then, I got my 99% alcohol here, some airflow. I have things everywhere. Then I have a mixture of green stuff. No, that's Windex. Windex and water. I have turbo tacky. Then I have a selection of Vallejo paints, monocolors, and then game colors. And I went and bought some Mecha for my airbrush. I have some tacky, have some Sculpey, have some Sculpey down here. Have another owlbear down here, and that's 15% smaller than that over there. Just kind of want to paint two of them. And then some various substations in the works. I need to paint those up. Some garbage dumpsters, and then glue, and then I have some isopropyl there. Have some airbrush flow, latex rubber, some mold making material, some Envirotech, various hot Mod Podge, and other varnishes, some things I have printed so I can put like on little containers and things like that for medical purposes, a wet palette, and then various Army Painter tufts, some more terrain pieces, things up there, some knock flakes, various things I've collected through the years there. Some more things down there. There's a vac that goes in that normally. I have a lot of plastic, some more turf there, a lot of plastic in there. Kind of a mishmash of things here. Lacquer thinner, some wood filler, some DOS clay, bunch of gears, some T-lamps, more terrain stuff right there. Don't Wake the Bear. Then I have a shaker, I have a blender that I blend the leaves in, various cups. Oh, funny thing about these cups right here. Funny things about these cups right here. My sister-in-law was quitting a company, and she asked if I wanted some of these. And I said, well, sure. You know, I thought it would just be a couple here and there. It ended up being 5,000. So I have 5,000 of these little, well, I don't have that many. I gave a bunch away, but I still have like 2,500 probably plus of these cups. So I use them for whatever now. A tower that I've been working on forever. Windex, some bottles. That's some plaster Paris, some more tacky spray. It's a heat gun. Some various wires there. And different things like that. Squatch, sign. This is a roadhouse that I did probably back in 2007, 2006 when I was with the Terrain Thralls, and it was part of, well, it's probably one of the first projects I did for them, and I was on the private to press forums. that I did on, so it's an old piece. Some various things, a branch, has a story behind it. This emergency water right here was I got from my dad's place. It's forever and old. That's a Scully I won back in 2007 at Gen Con, and for this diorama piece right here, took second place. Jen Haley beat me out. That's a Army helmet from the late 60s, early 70s that my brother gave me when he was in the military. That's the tree, got wood, the bird. There's a trench behind there. And then come over here is the Orgoth Tower. That tower I did out of a North Quarter magazine. Then it ended up being, the tutorial ended up going into a North Quarter magazine. This floating earth right here was also another piece that I did for the train thralls, and that bunker was something I put in a North Quarter magazine along with all those trench works. That's my cottage, my well, some other things, various things back there. Some more trenches down there, some walls. Now kind of give just an idea of where that's all located. So you can see right there. Oh, this is a table that I threw up so I could game in here. This is some War Cry, the starter box. I'm now starting to put some of it together. It's been a while since I've owned it because I got it right when it came out. There's some Stormcast in here. I'll show you more Stormcasts. There's some Stormcast in there. This is my room here, and you spin around. You see those shelves there. That's the wonderful plastic door to get in. And then here's some shelves. There's some Necromunda, some branches up there, a bunch more balsa wood up here. And those I want to use for a diorama. Here's some Frostgrave stuff, and I'm going to knock it off. There's some knitting, whatever it's called, some Hot Wheels for Gaslands. There's some flex. There's some stuff to make water features. There's some more branches, so sagebrush. In this container right here is some gravel, sand, various size. There's a skull I plan on using someday. There's some corn stalks. There's some more miniatures in here, some more terrain here. I have Malifaux everywhere. There's some, oh, this is my old, this is a few various things right here. This is some Black Templar, some Necrons, some Eldar, and various other things in here. Those are some, I painted those a long time ago. Come back over here. There's some posters that I can cut out to put on different things. Underneath here, there's some Flames of War, a bunch of tanks in there. There's Drop Zone Commander in there. A bunch of books for Warhammer, Frostgraves, Blackstone Fortress. This is a mold I made a long time ago that has skeletons and things like that on it. Oh, some more Stormcasts. Another complete set for the Starter for Kill Team. A bunch of molds, some more silicone. Then there's Merlin's Magic, various books, Guild Ball, and other books, and then some Drop Zone. Some various old projects in here, some various projects and tanks, and some rack of miniatures. There's a Death Army in there that is assembled only, and there's a dinosaur back there you can probably recognize. The tavern my kid used. Some more Flames of War. And then these two right here. Bring this over here. These are a couple of mats that I made. And I found out from Clayton how to make them. Made them a long time ago. Let's unroll them. This is for Guild Ball, but the one thing about this is it's flexible. There's some texture on it right here. And then, but the neat thing is I thought I did, is there's some skeletons there. There's some skeletons there. And it's all flexible. It's all flexible material. It's on canvas. And have some of those mats. I have another one too. Clayton showed me how to do some horseshoe prints on it and things like that. So I did that. There's some Malifaux in there, back when I used to play Malifaux quite a bit. I also have a bunch of airplanes from Mustangs and Messerschmitts years ago. Years and years ago. Bunch of Malifaux assembled. Let's kind of sad. So the shelves and then the doorway right here, the plastic, we're gonna go through that. So if you come out of my art room, not too far down the hallway is this table. This is currently my table that I need to organize and go through, put in bins, and put back on shelves. I just kind of moved everything here, and I have all kinds of stuff in here. Bunch of bits, more under there. Even more down there, and container there. Some eyelashes for some grass. I can't remember what YouTube creator showed how to do those. Some more things in there. Something for bits. Some more containers here being worked on. More bits and some gang boxes that Brian. Oh my heck, oh, can't remember his last name now. Anyway, when I do those, I'll show that. I'll give him credit for that because he showed me that years ago, a long time ago. In fact, I will show you the bin. Bits here, those are actual models I need to assemble. There's some drop zone commander under here. And these are bits I need to cut off the sprues and put in bit containers. Different rule books, a board I was working on. I'm probably gonna repurpose that board into something else. Some tank bits and some other bits that I'll cannibalize. There's my Foldio. There's a bunch of sci-fi stuff that I'm gonna build. I have pipes, various things that I've collected. Some more pipes underneath there that I'm gonna build. Here's some of one of my dice trays that I have dice in that I'm letting them use. A bunch of walls that I made for gas lands. They're all cement. And then some of them have blast holes in them, things like that I made. Some printed, Tyler printed those up for me. Things that when my brother passed away, I got from him. Some tool boxes full of figs. Oh, I lied. That's all my paintball stuff. Some Flames of War. I did have more Flames of War in here. Oh, there's Flames of War. He gave me a bunch of Flames of War. Well, he didn't. I bought them off his wife. Then you come over here. This is a diorama I did for Flames of War for a competition years ago when they first started out. That house right there, I've had for I don't know how many years, and I've just never finished it. It was based off of that print right there. But there's that I probably need to finish someday. A lot of work gone into that. It's probably well over 10 years old. And then various pieces of terrain that I have up here that we use for games. Here's some terrain I need to finish painting for Kill Team. These are some old gang boxes that I made a long time ago. When I say a long time ago, I'm probably talking like 9-10 years ago at least. And some more 40K, some yogurt containers. Another gang box right here. This is a 40K piece. Another gang box there. Another one. Another one. This is a rather large one. Right here. I need to finish painting all those up. And then some other various things. And then in here I have a bunch of trees. And let's pull this bad boy off up here. There's a old water tower that I did for terrain thralls. Some buildings over here that I did a long time ago. There's a bunch of scatter terrain that I cast from Hertz molds. In there I have a bunch of Underworld and some Kill Team. This is my row house of some of those pieces. Some more bits. It's my tower I need to finish, my Proxon. I've had some life events to where I've just had to kind of move things in a hurry. And this is what happens when you do that. Things are kind of chaotic. It's a bunch of real easy scatter terrain that I've made. Just throw it down, bam, you have some scatter terrain. Made that a while back. My son thought that was garbage, but it's actually a collection of sticks that I have that I went out and collected. Another bin full of different things. Another bin full of scatter terrain. Bunch of infinity figs. Bunch of Herstarts molds casted there. Some super old spaceships that you can't get anymore. I can't remember what game they were for. Bunch of soda pop things that I can make stuff out of future. Box of really old miniatures. Most of them are Ralph Partha. Some more planes I painted when I was a kid. This is a shelf full of a bunch of different games. This is the other side of the said shelf. Got Battlefield Gothic, different games up there. Shogun, the old copy of Shogun. Pirates Cove, bunch of Zombicide. Rum and Bones, more Zombicide. Other games down here. Family games. Have a scroll saw hiding on the floor down there. This is a 4x4 board for Gaslands, but you could also use it for other things too. But it has some posters on the side. It's not completely done, but starting to add trash on the inside. Things like that. This is Port Erie. I did this a long time ago for when I was a train thrall. And obviously it's collecting dust because I had nowhere to store it. And it's just a casualty of terrain building. The Direwolf board that we're working on, had to get it out of the way. It's my track bag that I have all my tracking supplies in. This is another tower that I built right here. This was going to be a Star Wars board for X-Wing. I was going to put plexiglass on top of it, but then I decided to turn it into a board for sci-fi. There's some of that granny knitting or whatever it's called. Have that there. Then I have a Frostgrave board back here. Some water features. It's a 3x3 board. Then I have just a generic board here. And then I think on the flip side of this generic board I have a stars painted. And then on this board right here, this is my Menoth board. That's all hand carved. It's a 4x4 board. Talk about a freaking nightmare. So that's pretty much the art room and the adjacent rooms. I hope to have a little bit calmer year this year, so I can actually do more organizing. I was on a roll for a bit there, but then, as with probably most everybody else, life happens. But you just have to roll with the punches and go with it. But I do want to get everything in clear bins that I can get in clear bins and just organize things, because I do have a lot of stuff, and plus I'm tired of moving things. I'm probably going to chuck a lot of things. I posted a picture not too long ago of a bunch of buildings. I don't have those buildings anymore. I have a couple of them left, but most of them I don't have. I ended up giving most of them away. I had a bunch of Wild West Exodus buildings too. This just comes to a point where I just don't have the room to store them, so I either give them away or I destroy them. Yeah, I know, but that's just the way I roll sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, there's a lot of bits and things I have for future projects, and some things I've had for quite a while. There's also some stuff I imagine that I didn't show you. I didn't show you all the old figures that I have. Maybe I'll do that some other time. I have a bunch of old Ralph Partha miniatures. I have the collectible dragon. I can't remember what YouTuber showed all those collectible dragons, but I have one of the Ralph Partha dragons that there's only 50 of them made. I have that one. It's Smog. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. But I've also been doing this for decades. Well, I started actually gaming in the early 70s, when the first game I did was Greyhawk. It was Greyhawk. Well, actually we were gaming before we even got our hands on Greyhawk. Most of the games were made up. My brother had some friends up on Hill Air Force Base. They had a lot of made up games where they had run and dodge. A lot of percentage dice was used. Then a lot of the dungeons things were made up. We just kind of mishmashed whatever figures wherever we get them from Rapham to minifig and things like that. And there's a local guy, McEwen Miniatures, John McEwen. He spun miniatures as well. I have some of those actually from his old games. But yeah, it was just we just kind of collected and grabbed stuff where we could, and then slowly rules started coming out that we started grabbing. And one of the biggest things that we loved was when Ralph Partha started making miniatures. We loved Ralph Partha, poly paints, those types of things. And then through the years, I kind of gamed, I kind of gravitated away, game, gravitated away. Because when I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger, our board was, we were played in my friend's garage, and our board was, man, it was like 16 feet long, 4 feet wide, and sometimes bigger, depends how much we had. But we would grab old foam terrain and just make all these things and use spray cans to make holes in them. We used to just go out and buy a bunch of terrain buildings. I mean, we have everything just laid out everywhere, and that's how we used to do gaming. And then I went to Iron Crown. Iron Crown was probably one of my favorite RPG games. And then I don't know, my books disappeared, and they're out of business. But I think I found some of their stuff online. But anyway, I grew up playing a lot of bookcase games, played Mustangs and Mr. Schmitts. That's one of my favorite games, but video games kind of ruined that. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff, and I've just been doing things. But I've only been serious about doing terrain for probably I don't even say serious. I started doing stuff when I was with the Terrain Thralls back in 2006, I think. I had dabbled and done a lot of stuff before that, and then just did things here and there, and then my kids wanted to do a YouTube channel, and that's where I'm at. Never thought I'd be a YouTuber. But anyway, if you have any questions, comments, feel free. I'm sure you saw a lot of bits for a lot of different things for future projects, potential projects. Not sure when I'll get to them. I've kind of jumped around a little bit based off of things that have occurred. But anyway, if you like this channel, give it a thumbs up, share it, like it, and subscribe to it as well. I'd appreciate that too. If you want to see more of the pictures of things that are produced here, you can go see our Instagram account at Platypus Scotsman, and that's where I'll post pictures. I'm going to start posting more whip pictures. Mostly, they'll happen after the video's been out for a little bit. And also go check out Scooter Paints. Go check out his Instagram. He started it back up, and he'll slowly get pictures of his stuff on there. And I plan on assembling and painting more, and I plan on painting more miniatures this year. I did not paint hardly any last year, nor did I assemble, because I was trying to figure out this whole game. I want to thank all those who support the channel. Very much appreciated via likes, shares, subscribers, and most of all patrons that have become part of the channel. For those who have wanted a tour, I know it's probably a quick tour and probably not an in-depth tour, but as things progress along, I'll probably do more. And well, I hope everything is treating you well. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. Hope you enjoy the content you get on here. And if you ever have any suggestions and things, I'll probably be doing more D&D. Well, you know what, I bounce around. I have some cyberpunk stuff I'm doing, but to be honest with you, some of the stuff that I want to attempt kind of makes me nervous. Kind of gives me that little terrain mental block, if you will. But I'll be jumping into that and trying to figure that out here shortly. Wait for the toilet to finish flushing. You have a wonderful night, and hope all is well. And remember what my mother used to always say, that anyone can do art. Ciao. Cheers. Later.